Hello, royal folks. It's good to see you all here again. This is your regular dose of royal news and analysis. But before we start, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon. Thanks. This summer marks the first time the royal family will be spending their summer holidays in Balmoral without the late Queen Elizabeth II as monarch. On Monday, her son King Charles inspected the troops as they formed a guard of honor outside the castle gates as part of a welcome ceremony. The estate, which was the late Queen's favorite royal residence, is located in Royal Deeside, Aberdeenshire. For the past 70 years, Queen Elizabeth had been the one to attend the annual event at her beloved Scottish Highlands home, which is where she spent her final days before her death on September 8 at the age of 96. Here we take a look back at how she lived out her poignant last days there. Last year, Queen Elizabeth wanted to spend her summer as usual at Balmoral despite her ill health. When she boarded a private helicopter in late July 2022, she had been expected to spend some time away from royal duties before returning to England in early October. The late monarch first stayed in the comfortable 7-bedroom Craigowin Lodge before moving to Balmoral Castle, just a mile away, on August 9, where she stayed until the very end. It was familiar surroundings for her as she was joined by a handful of committed staff, including Page of the Backstairs Paul Wybrew, Tall Paul, and her Surgeon-at-Arms Barry Mitford. The two men were said to have brought her the Racing Post each morning and joined her in watching television. The beloved monarch was also joined by her right-hand woman Angela Kelly, her personal assistant and dresser, who was also there to ensure she was comfortable and didn't overexert herself. However, the early part of her final holiday was tinged with sadness after her beloved dog Candy, a Dachshund Corgi crossbreed known as a Dorgie, died at the age of 18. Due to her failing health, she was unable to attend the annual Braemar gathering. But she took much pleasure from watching TV weather forecasts, especially those presented by the BBC's Thomas Schaeffernaker, the Mail Online reported. She was also visited by RT Reb der Ain Greenshields, moderator of the Church of Scotland General Assembly, who joined the late Queen, King Charles, and Princess Anne for dinner and lunch. The clergyman said she was full of fun and the life and soul of things before her passing. Describing Her Majesty in the days leading up to her death, he told The Times, "It was a fantastic visit. Her memory was absolutely amazing and she was really full of fun." He also told BBC Radio Scotland's Good Morning Scotland program that she was in great form. He said, "She was in really good spirits. Obviously frail, you can see that, but absolutely on the ball." She was talking about her past, her love for Balmoral, her father, her mother, Prince Philip, horses, very engaged with what was happening in the church and what was happening in the nation too. This frail lady came in, but there was still that sense of who she was and that real sense of making you feel immediately at ease, engaging with you immediately in conversation, a nice bright smile, everything you would expect of your monarch. With Balmoral being one of the Queen's favorite places, he thinks she would have been happy to spend her final days there and recall the poignant moment. He said, "In conversation with her, she took me over to the window and she was looking over her gardens with great pride and affection. And I think that that's where she would have wanted to spend her last days, and I would think the family are comforted by that." However, duty did call for the late Queen just 2 days before her death, when she hosted a historic audience with the then-new Prime Minister Liz Truss in the informal surroundings of her Balmoral living room. While the Queen was said to have ongoing mobility issues, she looked bright yet frail as she used a walking stick to greet Miss Truss, who only lasted 44 days on the job. Photographs show the pair in the green drawing room for the monarch's tradition of kissing the hands to welcome the 15th leader of her reign. The pair chatted for around 30 minutes before the Queen was visited by the outgoing Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who tendered his resignation. Jane Barlow, a Press Association photographer, was sent to Balmoral to capture the moment between the late Queen and the new Prime Minister. She described the beloved monarch as looking frail, but in good spirits. While shooting the poignant images, Barlow described enjoying classic British conversation with the Queen, as there was small talk about the weather thanks to there being gloomy skies and heavy rain throughout the day. But the most important thing for the late monarch was spending time with her family at Balmoral, which is exactly what she did. In her final days, a stream of relatives spent time with her, including the Prince and Princess of Wales and their 3 children, as well as the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. So what do you think about this news, guys? Thank you for tuning in to today's discussion. As always, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Stay tuned for more updates on the intriguing world of royalty. Until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you again with some more fascinating news about the royal family. Thank you.